Welcome to the Virtual College Exploration for all North and South Carolina students, sponsored by the Carolinas Association of Collegiate Registrars and Admission Officers and StriveScan. Thank you for joining us. A few housekeeping announcements before we get started. You can use the Q&A button on your screen to type your questions to the presenters at any time. Your camera and microphone are off, so the panelists cannot see or hear you. This is just one of many different sessions happening, so be sure to check out the full schedule at CACRAO.org, CACRAO.org. The presentation is being recorded and will be available within about a week at the same website, CACRAO.org, CACRAO.org. And now I'd like to turn it over to our presenters.
All right, thank you, everyone. Welcome to the Southern Tailgate Admissions Edition. We have got a few panelists on board, so we will go ahead and introduce ourselves. I'll start. I'm Taylor Florio. I work for the University of Alabama. I'm a regional recruiter and am based out of Charlotte, North Carolina.
Hi everyone, my name is Chasten McCrary. I work for Mississippi State University. I'm an admissions counselor based in Atlanta, but I do work with all the students in South Carolina. So happy to be here with y'all.
Hey guys, my name is Grant Nairn. I also work with Mississippi State University. I'm the Assistant Director of Recruitment for East Coast, and I work specifically with North Carolina. So I work closely with Chasten, and I am super excited to be here with you guys.
Hey y'all, my name is Morgan Billups, and I'm with the University of Tennessee, Knoxville. I'm an admissions counselor based in the Knoxville office, but I do want to say at the end of this presentation, you'll also see information for Kristen Waldrop, who works with students in North and South Carolina.
Absolutely. So we just kind of want to get started to give you guys a basically a geography lesson. Just kidding. But just to kind of give you some insight of where you can kind of find all of our institutions and where we're located. So as you can see on the map there to the right, all three of our institutions are within the Southeast, and so we are relatively close. And we have some fun gifts there for you, just to let you know how excited we are that you are interested with being here with us tonight. And so we are all Southern schools, and so we are very rich in traditions and in history. And as you can see, we have a lot of school spirit. I unfortunately did not get my virtual background working, so but Taylor and Morgan did a great job of representing that this evening. And so we are, again, just excited that you're here with us. And so what we're going to do is at first we're going to kind of walk through some different, all of our three of our different institutions and kind of explain what we can offer in terms of different programs, majors, and different things like that, and kind of how we're different. But then we're going to kind of show you how we are all similar in some aspects of like having some rich history and traditions that we all kind of share and being a part of the Southeast. So first, I will probably kick us off. Again, I represent Mississippi State University. We are located in Starkville, Mississippi. So if you do not know where that is, it is 2 hours north of our state capital of Jackson, Mississippi, and about 3 hours south of Memphis, Tennessee. So we are right there, just really close to actually the University of Alabama. We're only an hour and a half west of them. So we're fairly close in proximity there. But again, we are Mississippi State University. We were originally founded as Mississippi A&M. A&M standing for Agricultural and Mechanics Engineering. And so we have since then acquired a lot more academic colleges and academic majors to offer students. So we have adopted the name Mississippi State University because we can offer a wide array of different options for students. We are a small college town, again, located in Starkville. So we were voted a top 25 college town. So that's something super exciting to kind of hear, to know that there are different aspects and different things to do and get involved in your time in Starkville. So to just share with you guys some fun facts that you can learn about Mississippi State, we all three just kind of wanted to just share some fun things. So it wasn't, we could take things a little bit lighter. So we do have a national championship I figured out in disc golf. So that's something we are super excited and proud of. And so we will shout that from the top of our stadium. One of the different cool initiatives that we also like to talk about is our Dogs After Dark program. And so our Vice President of Student Enrollment came up with this initiative to help students find things to do and to get involved after classes. And so two of the different things that we wanted to mention, one being the headphone party, it is when a DJ actually has this, hosts this party, and you have to have headphones. So it's like a silent DJ party, which is really interesting. And then we have Club Fresh, which is when our fresh food company, which is referred to as our cafeteria, comes together, and it turns into like a disco club for like an hour of time. It's very interesting. So those are just some different things we've wanted to kind of share with you to help show you that there are different opportunities to get involved in different things like that. So what we're going to kind of move to next, as you can see, are the different academic colleges that we offer at Mississippi State. We offer over 180 different majors. I'm not going to go through all 180 different majors, but I definitely am going to hit on some of these academic colleges that we are mostly known for, and students like yourself might be interested in pursuing, and some of the research opportunities that come with that. So we are a top 100 Carnegie Research Institution. Those are a bunch of fancy words that let you know that research is going to be encompassed in some capacity, probably in your major, to whatever extent you find that you would like to be involved in. So first, we do have our College of Agriculture and Life Sciences. As I said earlier, we were founded as Mississippi A&M, so the agricultural component of our programs. And so biggest thing that we do here, we have different programs like agronomy, animal dairy science, food science, nutrition, poultry science. But some of the research opportunities that they're doing is that we've actually been a top 5%, we've been in the top 5% for agricultural and natural resources research and development. So basically what they're doing is trying to figure out how to enhance food safety and the quality of farmed products. So different things like catfish, seafood, and fresh produce. And so I don't know about you guys, but I love to eat, and I definitely want to make sure that we're kind of moving forward in that direction to, again, enhance safe eating and the quality of food. One of the other cool things that this college does is we actually have BOSS extension centers throughout the entire state of Mississippi. And so there's an extension center in every county within the state. And so they partner to make sure that they can be easily accessible in agricultural research and different components and environments throughout the state. So really cool hands-on opportunities there. We also have a College of Architecture, Art, and Design. It's all studio-based programs that include different things like graphic design, building construction science, interior design. It is a top 25 nationally ranked program, so that's something we're super proud of, to see that our students are very successful in their careers, and they have 100% job placement rate as well. They have a Carl Small Town Center, and what that does is they partner with different small towns throughout the state and throughout the nation, actually, to help revitalize the small towns, so that we can try to keep traction and attraction there for individuals to stick around. The next one I want to hit on is our College of Business. Our College of Business has some exceptional opportunities for students. We have an international business program, a professional golf management program, but one of the things I love to dearly talk about is our entrepreneurship center. So we're actually number 6 in the entire world in terms of entrepreneurship research. And so there are students on our campus who are walking around as CEOs of their own company based on the opportunities given to them through this center. So it's not just a College of Business program, it's open to any and all. Next, I would like to talk about our Bagley College of Engineering. Again, Mississippi A&M Mechanics is kind of where we were founded. And so I definitely want to hit on some of the opportunities there. Wide range of engineering opportunities from aerospace, civil, biomedical, mechanical, the list keeps going. But some of the cool opportunities that students try to take advantage of is the National Center for Excellence and for the Federal Aviation Administration has actually deemed us the lead institution in the entire United States for anything unmanned aircraft systems. So we are strongly working with different programs throughout the country to make sure that we are writing the rule book for unmanned aircraft systems and what that looks like in the future. We also own the fourth fastest academic supercomputer. And so I wish I could tell you what that means, but apparently it's super impressive. So really cool just to know that what that looks like. And that was given to us by the National Security Agency. And then we also have the Center for Advanced Vehicular Systems. That is also within our College of Engineering. And so they're basically trying to develop the car of the future and looking for a greener, more hybrid that's leading to a more energy dependent vehicle. And then lastly, or two things I kind of want to talk about are the College of Forest Resources. So if you're looking for anything like environmental conservation, this is a fantastic opportunity. And if you like opportunities for you to be outdoors, rain, shine, heat, cold, whatever the conditions are, this is a great option for you. And that kind of leads me into our veterinary science program. We do offer a DVM program. Ours kind of differs from others in that our program is a 2 and 2. So you do 2 years of academic coursework and then 2 years of hands-on surgical experience. And then we also offer an early entry vet program to seniors in high school that they can apply to go ahead and gain acceptance to that DVM program if that interests you. We also kind of wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about student life and what that looks like at our various different institutions. And so here at Mississippi State, we have something we like to call International Fiestas put on through our Holmes Cultural Diversity Center. And so we allow students of different cultures to come together and to bring about their different cultures so that we are able to experience different cultures. And especially with the circumstances that we're in, it's actually a very inexpensive way to do that and a very tangible way to do that since we are kind of limited in terms of travel. We also do have Greek life on our campus. It makes up about 23% of our student body makeup. And so we do have the Divine Nine and your traditional. So there are a lot of different opportunities for students to get involved, whether it be through student government, Greek life, International Fiesta. There are over 400 student organizations. So I can assure you, you will find a place that you can get plugged in. It's simple enough that if there isn't a student organization that interests you, you can definitely create your own. So that was just kind of a small little snippet about Mississippi State University. And now I'm going to hand it over to my wonderful friend, Morgan, to talk to you a little bit about the University of Tennessee.
All right, so the University of Tennessee is not only our state's land-grant institution, but it's also the flagship campus of the University of Tennessee system. One of the biggest assets of UT is where we are located. In Knoxville, Tennessee, we have the best of both worlds. We are an urban campus where students are within walking distance of downtown Knoxville, where you can find local restaurants, local shops. A lot of startup companies are coming to Knoxville right now, as well as different fairs and festivals such as the Hot Wing Festival, the Biscuit Festival, as well as farmers markets on Saturday mornings, which are one of my favorite things. We are also located right on the Tennessee River. So if you like to paddleboard or boat, jet ski, anything like that, it's a great spot for you. Within an hour's distance, you can get to the Great Smoky Mountains. So if you happen to like the outdoors, if you want to hike, if you want to camp, we are so close to lots of activities for anyone that wants an urban wilderness or a little bit more of an adventure in the Smoky Mountains. And if you've ever been to some vacation destinations such as Pigeon Forge and Gatlinburg, we're within an hour of that as well. Some of our fun facts are that Neyland Stadium, which is right behind me here, is the 5th largest city when it is full in the state of Tennessee. So on Saturdays, we have 102,455 UT fans piled into Neyland Stadium, and it is a good time. Also, our Hodges Library on our campus is not only the largest academic library in the state of Tennessee and home to 4 million books, it's also home to the highest grossing Starbucks in the city of Knoxville. It's open 23 hours a day, so you could say our students love coffee. At UT, we have 9 undergraduate academic colleges on our campus that house over 360 programs. So if you want to study everything from anthropology to engineering, we've got you covered. Some of the ones that I'd like to hit on today are architecture and design. We do have those programs and they are a 5-year program, as well as the College of Business is one I really want to tell you about. In our Haslam College of Business, we have 20 Bloomberg terminals and our students trade more than $3 million in stocks per year as an experience they get to put on their resume, and hopefully they can get some good jobs out of that as well. In the College of Business, each day, there is an employer of the day. Sometimes they're UT alums and sometimes they're not, but every day that there's classes, there'll be someone there. If you want to just go shake your hand and say hello, if you want to hand a resume, get a business card, and those often lead to internships and jobs. So it's definitely something to take advantage of. In our Tickle College of Engineering, that's separated into 7 different departments, and one of those departments is also housed in our Herbert College of Agriculture, which is Biosystems Engineering. So if you like being outside but also want to do engineering, biosystems might be an option for you. Within the Tickle College of Engineering, we have a lot of options such as civil, aerospace, we've got mechanical, we've got nuclear. And one of the neat things is our students also get to work with the Oak Ridge National Lab, which is about 25 minutes from our campus. One of our engineering faculty is also one of the architects of the N95 masks, which are very popular right now. Our College of Nursing is a direct admit program, so there's no pre-nursing courses that you'll have to take and hopefully get into it later. It is direct admit and it is very competitive. So if that's something that you're interested in, it is about 100 students per year that get into that program, but they are the cream of the crop on our campus. And like Grant mentioned, that at Mississippi State, they have a College of Veterinary Medicine. We do as well. One of 30 schools in the country to have a veterinary school on their campus. It is a graduate program, such as our College of Law, which is a graduate program as well, but they're both on our campus at UT. So no matter what major you're looking into, with over 360 programs, we probably have something that you can find that you're interested in. Aside from the classroom, there's some fun parts about life on campus as well. So Greek life is always very popular on, I would say, any school in the Southeast. So we are on that boat too. Speaking of boats, the Vol Navy. So I mentioned that we are on the Tennessee River. Right behind Neyland Stadium is the Tennessee River. And on Saturdays, when there's a home football game, you'll see the Vol Navy. Hundreds of boats, all there, sailgating before the game. So if you're ever in Knoxville on a Saturday, I would definitely recommend checking that out. It's a really cool site. Also, we have 600 plus student organizations. So everything from a rock climbing club to intramural sports, club sports. We have religious organizations and honor societies. You name it, we probably have it. And if you don't see one that interests you, you can always make one as well. And once we can travel again, we have some awesome opportunities for global experiences, whether you want to study abroad for a couple of weeks or a whole semester in 50 plus countries. The world is your oyster. We definitely welcome students to do that. And we have a center on our campus for any students who think they might be interested in it to check that out and learn more. So that's just a snippet of UT. There's so much more I could tell you, but I'm going to turn on over to Taylor with Alabama.
Awesome. Thank you, Morgan. All right. So the University of Alabama, also located in the South. We are in Tuscaloosa, Alabama. So say that 3 times fast. Tuscaloosa. It is about 45 minutes south of Birmingham. So very quick trip from an airport if you're traveling. And we are in a suburban area. So think of it as not quite a big city, but a large town. It is very much a college town. So when you show up and you get off the highway, you will know right away that you're near the University of Alabama. There are script days everywhere. We have some really cool fun facts that I listed up here on the screen. We have a wheelchair basketball team and an entirely adaptive athletics facility for our students and athletes who have certain physical disabilities, and they're ranked number 2 in the nation right now. So we're really proud of them, and they definitely bring it on the court. Our NASA robotics team has competed in the Mars mining competition, and we've won 4 different times, and that's more than any other institution in the nation. Ooh, hello. Sorry, my thing just stopped sharing. Give me 1 second, and we're back. All right, so robotics, they've won 4 different times, and we're really proud of that as well. They're doing some, research on Mars and how to keep machines on that planet. Another cool thing about the University of Alabama is that if you jump on a bike, it takes you 7 minutes to get to downtown. It's pretty much like an extension of campus. So I think a lot of students like that as far as getting out to do things, maybe getting a job off campus, or if they just want to go grab a bite to eat with a friend. So academically speaking, We have all the colleges listed out on the screen in front of you. The ones that I really want to bring up are the College of Business, College of Information, Communication, Information Sciences, and Engineering. The Arts and Sciences is a large college, just like it is at most schools. And we've got anything from criminal justice to music therapy to neuroscience. So there's a lot of different categories within that school. The College of Business, however, which we've talked about how we're similar but different in ways, just like Tennessee, our business students do the same thing with e-commerce. They get to invest real money into like mock trade floors and stocks, and they get to see what kind of profits they build from the next year. So that's a great way to get hands-on experience. We do have organizations like Lockheed Martin and NASA and places like that who have signed contracts with us to make a promise that they're going to be working with our students, whether it be from the College of Business or from the College of Engineering. So that's a really cool opportunity that I think you'll find at big schools like ours. The three of us all have a pretty large population, and so that's something that can benefit you from going to a large school like we are. The College of Communication and Information Sciences is really just a fancy way of saying public relations, marketing, news media, creative media. So if you want to be that guy or girl sitting on a field broadcasting from the game, we offer that experience. And being from such a large Division I school, you do get a lot of experience in that. We've also had 2 students consecutively year after year be named PR Student of the Year, and that's out of every PR student in the nation. So very cool things happening in that regard. As far as the College of Engineering, we've been doing engineering for over 175 years. So it's something that we've been practicing and evolving and doing super well. This is something that I know the 3 of our schools have in common. So no matter where you end up, you're going to be, finding your way into a really good engineering program. We have an entire separate section of campus that is called Shelby Quad. And that is essentially where all the different engineering degrees and departments are held. With more equipment and more technology, we're having to grow and grow and grow. And so we want to make sure that our students have, the most up-to-date products and machinery and all of that fun stuff. The Human Environmental Sciences is a great place if you are wanting to study food and nutrition. Maybe you want to go into like kinesiology, or maybe something in like fashion and textiles. Those are going to be where the Human Environmental Sciences degrees are housed. Interior design and architecture is also a pretty popular one. And so if for some reason you can't find what you're looking for on our website, let me know and I can help you kind of navigate where that, where those majors are housed. Our School of Law is an opportunity for students on the postgraduate, undergraduate side. So if you wanted to study pre-law at Alabama, you could jump right into that School of Law. We have a very great pass rate as far as the LSATs go, and we make sure that we prepare you, obviously in the undergraduate years, so that you know exactly what you're getting into when you enter law school. And just like the University of Tennessee, our College of Nursing is also automatic admission. So again, another way that we're similar. You can apply to the university and get right into that lower division, and then you would apply to the upper division after your sophomore year and your second year of school. The School of Social Work, I think, is small but mighty at the University of Alabama. If you're worried about a big kind of school environment, the School of Social Work is a great example of how we make a big school feel small. It's the only major that's housed underneath an entire college. And so the average class size is about 8 students. However, they're doing really great things. One of our professors got a grant 2 years ago that is funding them for 4 years worth of research on human trafficking. And so they have actually pulled in students from not only the computer science department, but the human environmental sciences and the School of Social Work to study and research human trafficking here in the US and globally. So it's a very cool opportunity for these undergraduate students in a small but mighty program. Just a few things that I'll mention as far as internships go. We are ranked #1 for internships within our southern region and #2 in the nation. So guaranteed you can get an internship experience at Alabama. And just like the other 2 institutions, we're also in R1 research status from Carnegie. So again, no matter which school you choose, you're gonna have a great opportunity to work alongside professors and get your name on some pretty cool research. All right, so student life, what happens out of the classroom when you're done studying, you're ready for a break? Greek life is about 33% at Alabama. So while it is a large number, it's not everybody. So if you feel like that is something that you want to do, know that we've got a place for you. We even have 9 of the Divine 9 on campus as well. So that's something that I can talk more to you about. Just let me know. The Warrior River, just like Tennessee, we sit alongside of a river as well. So if you like paddle boarding, or if you want to watch the row team, or even if you just want to grab a hammock and post up along the river walk, it's a great place off campus where you can kind of get away from the crowd and experience a little bit of Mother Nature. We also have over 600 clubs and organizations, and there's some weird ones out there like cloud watching and vegan club. But again, just a way to find kind of your niche while you're in college. Sky's the limit. We have what's called Get On Board Day, and that is just like the movie Pitch Perfect, but with a little bit more organizations to offer. You can kind of walk around the quad, walk around campus, get a bunch of free stuff, and sign up for the organizations that best pick your interests. And again, we do offer study abroad opportunities, whether it's for a year, a semester, or even short-term faculty-led study tours. A lot of times students don't have the capacity to leave for a long period of time. And so you can absolutely leave for a few weeks with a faculty member and a group of students. That's a really popular option with us. So that's a little bit about Alabama. And now we're going to get into a little bit about how we're similar and break it down in more, specific categories. So by the numbers, this is essentially just a snapshot of our campuses. At the University of Alabama, we do have over 32,000 undergraduate students. That's a lot. However, my favorite fact about UA is that 60% of our student population comes from out of state. So you guys being from the Carolinas know that you are part of the majority of students that attend Alabama. Our average GPA is a 3.83. Our average ACT is a 27, and we range our SAT between a 1260 and a 1290.
At Mississippi State University, our undergraduate enrollment is just barely over 18,000 students, and our in-state to out-of-state ratio is 68 to 32. So we are growing in our out-of-state markets, and so that's why we're excited to be here with you guys in the Carolinas. And our averages are, for a GPA, is about a 3.78, with the ACT being a 26 and the SAT being a 1230.
At the University of Tennessee, our undergraduate enrollment is now a little over 24,000. Our in-state to out-of-state ratio is 80 to 20. However, that 20% is growing, and I hope that you all will contribute to that. And as well, our averages, our ranges, GPA middle 50% range is about 3.6 to 4.3, whereas ACT is ranging 25 to 30 and SAT 1210 to 1370.
All right, so let's do a little tailgate trivia. At Alabama, if you come here, our mascot, who's back there really tiny, his name is Big Al, and he's an elephant. However, we are called the Crimson Tide, not the elephant. So when you cheer for us, say Crimson Tide. Our colors are crimson and white.
At Mississippi State University, our mascot is Bully, because we are the Bulldogs, as you can see, and we are currently on Bully the 21st. These line of bullies come from the same line, and right now he's affectionately known as Jack, due to Dak Prescott and the voice of the Bulldogs, Jack Crystal, who passed away not too long ago, in remembrance of him. And our colors are maroon and white.
At the University of Tennessee, our mascot is Smokey. He is a blue tick coonhound, and he is one of the most lovable dogs you'll see. There's Smokey the 10th is the one we're on right now, and statues of the other Smokies are all around campus if you'd ever want to go take a look and get your picture with all of those. Our nickname is the Volunteers, and our colors are orange and white.
All right, so who's ready to come visit us? I think you guys are. If you want to come to Alabama, it is about a 7-hour drive from Charlotte. If you're from North Carolina, that'll give you a good reference. And if you're coming from South Carolina, from Columbia specifically, it's about 6.5 hours. So road trips are pretty easy to do. I always say you can't get there by breakfast or lunch, but you can get there by dinner. And if you were to fly, we recommend flying into the Birmingham airport.
At Mississippi State University, for those of you that are located in North Carolina, just to give you a reference point from Charlotte, we are right at about 8 hours. And those of you from South Carolina, giving you reference point from Columbia, we're about 7.5 hours. So about 8 hours from both of those cities within the Carolinas. I like to tell students, if you're interested in flying, we encourage you to, you can catch a direct flight to our state's capital in Jackson, Mississippi, from either one of those hubs, or you can get a connecting flight in Atlanta and come to Columbus, Mississippi, which is a regional airport 10 minutes down the road from campus.
So as reference points to the University of Tennessee, we're about 4 hours from Charlotte and the same from Columbia, South Carolina. It's a very easy drive either way. If you do want to fly or need to fly out of Knoxville, we do have an airport about 20 minutes from campus, and it can get you just about anywhere you need to go in the country.
All right, so let's talk about some of the traditions at our schools. At the University of Alabama, one of my favorites is the Walk of Champions. You will find very quickly that this is a similar tradition at most schools, at least on this presentation. But what happens is the day of a home game, the entire football team and the coaches get off a charter bus and they walk all the way from the road to the stadium. And the entire Walk of Champions is lined with fans coming from all over, you know, the United States and definitely the southern states as well. It's a great chance for people to get photos with the players. Maybe they get a high five from Nick Saban, but just all in all, a really good event. Another thing too is shakers. I don't know if you guys can see in my backdrop, but there's a lot of red going on. Every single person in a football game will get a shaker as kind of a giveaway. And through that football game, all you're seeing is shakers going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. So again, if you walk into a football stadium at the University of Alabama and you don't have a shaker in hand, you'll definitely feel like an outsider. Class rings are very important to seniors when they graduate. It's proof that you did a good job in college. It's proof that you accomplished something big. And so 24 hours before graduation, all the seniors actually put their class rings inside of a box, and then that goes inside of Denny Chimes. Denny Chimes is the iconic clock tower in the middle of our quad on campus. And it doesn't really do anything to the rings, but it's just a really nice tradition that we've been doing for a very long time. Last but not least, the Script A, I also think is really cool. So we have about 7,000 freshmen coming to Alabama every year, and a great way that we celebrate kind of the start of their journey at the University of Alabama is by getting all of them into the same color t-shirt, putting them on the bottom of the football field, and we form them in a Script A, which is our logo right over here. And then we take a picture of them from an aerial view. And it's something that all of them get as kind of a memento from their first week on campus.
So much like Taylor said with their Walk of Champions at Alabama, at Mississippi State, we have the dog walk. And so very similarly, our football players and coaching staff are walk from the charter bus and walk down our sidewalk that is outlined especially for them with fans on either side, giving high fives, all that good stuff pre-COVID. And so just wishing them best of luck and all of that good stuff. So as Taylor mentioned, we all pretty much have that same tradition, just with a different twist on it here in the Southeast. And so specifically for Mississippi State, we also have cowbells. Those are our traditions here, much to Taylor's shakers at University of Alabama. So our cowbells, we came across this as our good luck charm because we were playing our in-state rival and we were losing a cow somehow wandered on the field. It's what we get for being an agricultural school. And we somehow, they got the cow off the field, we came back and won the game. So our engineering professors were like, hey, 2 birds, 1 stone. Why don't we represent our good luck charm, but then we can also pester the mess out of our opponents. So we came up with the cowbell, welding that symbol of the cowbell to a bicycle handle, much like this. And what we end up doing with it is incoming freshmen are not supposed to purchase their own cowbell. It is supposed to be gifted to you because that will indicate the luck of our football season. So it seems that previously a lot of students have bought their own. So what we also do here at Mississippi State during football games and some traditions that we have, the fourth quarter Journey song. So if you know Journey, Don't Stop Believing, at the beginning of the fourth quarter, they love to play this song and turn on their flashlights on their smartphones. And so it just kind of helps lift the spirit, and it shows you just how many fans are actually in the stadium. Lastly, we have Cowbell Yell, and what this is it's like a huge pep rally except on the collegiate level. We have all incoming freshmen through seniors come to campus to the football stadium, and it's, like I said, just a major pep rally. We actually hold the Guinness Book of World Records for how many cowbells have been rung in one spot, believe it or not. And so that's just very interesting, and it's a great experience to be a part of as you come to Mississippi State.
At the University of Tennessee, much like Grant and Taylor mentioned, we have a ball walk, which is before football games on a Saturday. We also have what's called Torch Night, which is your welcome to UT. Welcome to the volunteer family. Our incoming freshman class either gathers in our Thompson Bowling Arena where the basketball team plays, or in Neyland Stadium, the football stadium. They all have a candle, and it's a ceremony. It's just a really nice experience and a welcome to the family. We also have a large rock on campus, and everyone paints the rock. If you get out of your 4 years at UT without painting the rock, I'm not sure what you've been doing other than maybe going to class, but it's just a tradition. You'll see marriage proposals on there, happy birthday messages, and it might be painted 5 things in one day. And one of the things we are most known for is the song Rocky Top. You'll see those lyrics right above me. That was first played in a football game against Alabama in 1972 by the Pride of the Southland Band. And now you'll hear that song at any important gathering where you'll find balls, whether it's alumni or current students.
See all that rich tradition. All right, very quickly, we're going to run through our application process. So at the University of Alabama, we have a $40 application fee, and it's just our own application. We're not on the Common App or Coalition. So once you complete that, after you pay the $40 fee, the next thing you want to do is send your transcript to us from your high school counselor, and then your standardized test scores. Currently, we do offer a conditional admission for students who aren't able to test, and so you technically have until May 1st to get that in. However, we do have a hard deadline for scholarships, which we'll go over in the next slide.
Much like Taylor, Mississippi State does require the $40 application fee. Students can self-report academic records, and then we will obtain official records through the high schools at the end of the school year once the students completed their transcript. And then as far as test scores goes, we do not need test scores for admission purposes, but they definitely need it for scholarship purposes.
At the University of Tennessee, we do have a $50 application fee. We're on the Common App and our institutional application. Like Mississippi State, we're self-reported academic record. We do have the option to be test optional this year, or you can submit your ACT or SAT scores.
All right, so deadlines for us at Alabama, we are rolling admissions. However, we do have a hard deadline of, this says February 1st, and that is incorrect. That is my fault. It's January 15th. And not February 15th. So please note that. And you have until June 1 to commit to the university.
At Mississippi State, we also practice rolling admissions, and so students can apply at any point. And then December 1st is our scholarship priority deadline. So we encourage students to have the scholarship application in by then to maximize your fullest scholarship priority or opportunities, and August is our confirmation.
At Tennessee, students who want to be considered for our competitive scholarships and honors and scholarship programs do need to apply by November 2nd, which is our early action deadline. However, we do have a December 15th regular admission deadline for students who just want to be considered for merit scholarships, and we also have the May 1st confirmation deadline.
All right, that's a lot to remember, but again, this is being recorded. We are going to move into the Q&A section.
So hey y'all, you guys had some really great questions. Thanks for chatting with me in the chat. So I'm just gonna give the questions out to our different panelists. And our first question comes from Jeffrey, and it's for Mississippi State, Grant. Jeffrey says, is architecture an undergraduate major with a graduate school attached as a total 5-year program?
So the architecture degree is a five-year degree program, but it is only a bachelor's degree. But you do graduate as a certified architect, so no more additional licensing is required.
Great question. Our next question comes from James, and I'm going to give it to Morgan. And if you guys have anything different, just add in. James says, how do I get tickets for the football games?
Great question, James. I'm sure that's a question a lot of folks want to know. There's a lottery system to get those tickets at the University of Tennessee. They're only $10 for students, which is a deal, but you can enter it within a group of people or individually.
Awesome. So we have another great question. The student says, we like our barbecue here in North Carolina. What are your students' favorite food on campus or around the campus? And I will start with Taylor.
I was like, who gets to answer that? So just because you said barbecue, Dreamland Barbecue is by far where everyone goes in Alabama for barbecue. So if you visit, that's my recommendation.
Are we allowed to tack onto this question?
Yes, please.
Okay. At Mississippi State in Starkville, everyone goes to the Little Dewey. It is phenomenal, and I would just encourage you to do that and get the fried pickles.
As far as Knoxville goes and barbecue, we have Sweet Peas and a place called Dead End Barbecue, both are near campus. They are delicious. We also have a home cooked meals kind of place on campus. The vegetables are grown in the College of Agriculture, so kind of some home cooking for you. Highly recommended.
I believe this next question is specifically for the University of Alabama. They say, where are most of your North Carolina students coming from in the state?
I love that question. So we actually get about 200 students from North Carolina alone every freshman class. The majority are going to be coming from the greater Charlotte and greater Raleigh areas. So just like you would assume, the two biggest cities. But again, we have over 200 in every freshman class.
Awesome. The next question comes from Brianna. I'll give this to Grant and anybody else tag in. How do I sign up for a campus tour?
So Brianna, your question is fantastic. We definitely encourage you to do that. Here at Mississippi State right now, we are doing in-person visits. And so what I would encourage you to do is just contact me, and I'd be happy to set that up for you, or you can just go on our website and look at the opportunities that are available. We also are hosting virtual visits. So if that's something you're interested in doing, especially being a little bit of ways away, definitely encourage you to do that. We offer that as an opportunity as well. And I'm going to speak, I believe Alabama and Tennessee are both doing the same thing as well.
Great, great. And then our last question, since we're getting close to time, could you all just talk a little bit about how to apply for scholarships and those different opportunities in a small little snippet? And we can start with Morgan.
Yes, to sum it up, at Tennessee, when you apply, you're automatically considered for merit scholarships. For test optional applicants, there is a different consideration process, but we have it all lined up on our website, or Kristen and I would be happy to go over that with you. And for competitive scholarships, that's an application you can fill out once you do your admissions application, and it is due by December 15th.
I'll hop in. We are automatically considering students for merit scholarships who have a test score. And then if you want to get additional scholarships, once you're admitted to the university, you can fill out the scholarship application that's due January 15th.
I'm going to retweet everything Taylor just said, except by December 1st.
Awesome. Well, those are all our questions that we were able to get to. We thank you guys for joining us. Great job to all of our panelists. We have a student who was very excited about the North Carolina numbers in Alabama, so woo. And I'm going to pass it back to our StriveScan rep.
Okay, give me just 1 second. All right. So thank you so much for joining us. When you close this window, there will be a very quick 4-question survey. We'd appreciate any feedback you can provide. Also, this was just one of many sessions being hosted, so be sure to sign up for additional sessions at CACRAO.org, CACRAO.org. In about a week, you'll be able to find the session's recording as well as all the other session recordings at CACRAO.org. Thank you.